Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Well, you know, hmm, this topic today is one that is very dear to my heart because I often see a lot of people that are in the category that I never really got their dues because people didn't take them serious. And I've met a few of them in my life. I'm just like, wow, what a wise man or woman. And people are just like, oh, what a fool. And I'm like, that fool is the wisest one in the village. People don't understand how this works. So this video is about that. It's about how oftentimes very intelligent people, intelligent, tend to have a great sense of humor. Now let's go to it. You see, what is humor, by the way? Let's just break it down. Let's be scientific. You know, I like science. I'm a very scientific-minded person. Show me. All right, what is humor? Humor just basically means you are he or she who is able to see the irony of, into the life is very ironic. Somebody used to work for like a factory that makes cigarette. They stop smoking cigarette and they get hit by a tobacco truck. It's like what a tragedy. At the same time, one can laugh, ha, a little bit. If one can laugh at oneself, that is part of the beginning of mastery. Any fool can make fun of anybody and say, oh, no, if one can make fun of oneself, because now you are giving yourself the medicine. Now, if it hurts, then you won't say it. If it doesn't hurt, then you share it. And if somebody gets hurt, you know that there's no hurt in it. It's just that person probably just has whatever. Doesn't mean from ego one will be like, I'm beyond reproach. But you just know that it's just a situation. But you still share it from your heart. Humor. Humor is something that. Have you ever seen any animal laugh? If you ever see one, please, I don't care how spiritual you think you are, how enlightened you are, just run, okay? Because humor, as I experience it, is something that one is either born with, fortunately or unfortunately. Very unfortunate, I feel like I would love, again, this is just my experience. If I also, I would never do that because the universe is perfect, right? I'm like, you could have made it possible. Usually, I've seen, they try to be just this, end up standing funny and silly. But I just wanted to point it out so that people can sometimes respect people that are very humorous and not look down on them. Get them in their quiet hours when they're more pensive, and they will reveal to you the secrets of the universe because oftentimes they are the deep thinkers. Honestly, people would think the opposite. No, it's the only deep thinkers can think because you have to see to the irony. You have to stand back and see that this is crazy. Like even as a child, like I'm not trying to boast, but it's something that's why I can recognize in other people. I always was very good at saying, "Wow, look at this." Very observant child. Got me in trouble a lot, of course, but I was upset and I would say it. That was part of my weakness. I would just say it. Don't say that. Just say it. Don't say that. Like, but I think it's true. Anyway, but you learn in life. It's beautiful. But humor. You see, those who don't have humor, those are the ones I'm most afraid of. Not afraid. Not afraid. After you've died a couple of times, fear. The biggest fear of all leaves you. So I'm not afraid of that at all. For people that I'm like, okay, maybe give a little distance to. Why? Because they're serious. People that are that's the ego. Oh, think of it. Universe is breezing. There's breeze. There's beauty around. Do you think universe is serious? Look around you. Does this creation that you see, the greenery, the flowers, the roses, the smell, do they look like the creation of somebody who's serious? Long face. I need to make this green better. Nah, a humorous painter, a child, a baby, child, the innocence. That's what you see. The only humorous man can paint. Because some things look funny. I'm like, well, look at that bird, look at the tail, look at the head. It's humorous. And unfortunately, many humans can see the humor. So they get serious. The ego gets bigger. Watch. Those that have the biggest ego, they're the most serious because, yeah, self-importance, we call it in the mystery school. The bigger the self-importance, one, very difficult to wake up because life, the awakening journey, spiritual, is universe punches you softly. And if you have a strong sense of you will resist it long enough till you're dead. So people that are more softer, you might be more fortunate. As soon as you get one punch, universe, okay, thank you. And then those are the ones that wake up early in life because they're like, okay, universe, I'm not going to compete. But humans, the resilience, that's part of the obstacles I see in many humans. Too much resilience, they're too strong. No, break down, cry once in a while. Cry. It doesn't make you less of a man or a woman. In fact, it strengthens you. Think about it. If you are confident in yourself, you can cry. Those who are weak are afraid to cry. In fact, one of the things that I say in my classes and workshops is, a man or a woman who hasn't cried in a year or two is a dangerous man or woman. Because the anger, the resentment will build. See, when you laugh, it equalizes us all. Have you ever seen somebody laugh, the big man laugh? Some people try, but you can see through their nonsense, their buffoonery. You can see it. Okay, laughed. You're the big man here. Yes. Should we build a temple for you? Relax. Otherwise, laughter is the easiest thing. Your whole body, you laugh. Not because you're crazy, because you're sane. See, that's the error people have made about humans. They see those who laugh as the mad ones. Yes, there are some mad ones like crazy. I call them, in my language, people. Those who have lost consciousness. Terrible thing to happen, because remember, the mind is in the middle, right? You can fall beneath the subconscious mind, or you can rise. Rise, my brothers and sisters. Rise beyond the mind. You will behave and say and look like someone but it's the opposite. They are not alert. They are sleeping, walking around. Oh yeah, yummy. Yeah. That person has fallen, literally, from the conscious mind. Most humans are crazy in the subconscious mind, but it remains subconscious. Thank goodness. Woo. But these people suddenly, they fall. So what? For example, you say, "Oh, I want to kill that person. I want to hit that person in the face." You think that subconsciously, they will say it. You, huh? Most of what people are thinking subconsciously, they will say it. Yes, but for most humans, that's in the background. You know not to say that shit. You're going crazy. So you don't say it. They have no filter. You're like, what the fuck? This person is nuts. And we confuse those who know with them. They just look alike. Speaking from experience, they look alike. And they both have one thing in common. They laugh. One can laugh from foolishness. One can also laugh with wisdom. Not to make jests. Not to look at another as smaller than thou. No, but you see the humor in them. Let me give you another example where the humor comes from. At least for me, I can only share, but other mystics I'm pretty sure can relate to this. Somebody sometimes in the session is looking at me and they're crying. I'm in pain. This is going on. And I'm looking deep into their, because that's where I work from, the deeper dimension of the soul. And I'm like, my goodness, did they even see how gorgeous? Look at their light. And they're like, no, and I'm like, you're in your story. And they just hold on to it. And the reason why they came for the session is to get out of the story, but they can't. How can one not smile at it? Not because you're making fun of them. You see the irony. Like, wow, you've come to pay me this money so that you can be free. Not for me to do it for you, but like a guide, like a friend. You resist it. You resist what I'm saying. Not because I wanted you to believe me, but at least to be open to it. So the humor makes us, brings us to earth. It brings us, whatever brings one to the earth. Those of you who are elders probably know what I'm talking about. When one has laughed long enough, you laugh your way to sanity. Think about it. Some of the things that I say or when people say, it's not because I've read it. People think I read it. But as I'm talking, they're like, it's right. I mean, not because I want to be right, but because through my sense of humor, I've seen it. You see, when you're laughing with people, that's the best time to understand who they are. People, they have slips. Let me just put it out there. Those who have had those experiences will agree. When people are laughing, they'll say their heart to you. You know, wow, that's what you think. Aha, now I know how to be with you. Or not. Humor, one of the techniques to be, just to come out. the proverbial closet. I'll be cracking jokes. I'll be cracking jokes. I'm alert. I'm watching. Aha. Because that's how you get to the person's heart. Humor. Because when people are humorous, they are open. That's the beauty of humor. When you laugh, you become open. You crash your shell open. When we are open, we are so that it's free. And then for the first time, one can be intelligent. Once then, one cannot be intelligent. One can look intelligent. Now, let me explain the difference from my perspective. Intelligence that I'm talking about. And most people think that person is intelligent. And when I study, I'm like, that person has no intelligence? Or it's a particular kind of intelligence. I'm using intelligence in a very peculiar way now. Everybody is intelligent, that's the truth. But there are some people that I would rather call cunning. Cunning. Clever. You have the craftsman. You know, the ones that is trying to cheat you of your money. Just looking, yeah, I can see. Okay, take my money. The con man. Some people think that's Trump. I don't agree at all. I don't think it's a con man, but that's just me. Cunning in some ways, yeah, everybody, but not the way people think. But that's a different story. Then you have people that are smart. Those kind of people, I call them the politicians. A typical politician is smart. They're the gentleman type. They walk around with a cigar in their mouth. Big man. They like to do big man. But they're studying you. They're seeing through you. Politicians are very good because they are bullshit actors. So they know how to read bullshit. When a politician tells me a secret, I know what I think about you. I often know it's true because they'll show through your bullshit. But they're bullshit artists, let's just call it. They're tricksters. They're liars. Or beautiful lawyers. I don't mind them. A good one. That they know how to trick people into peace, into harmony. That's why they have fame. So they're smart. They'll bring two armies together. That's how people become emperors without fighting in one single battle. Yes. Think of the emperor. He never lifted a sword. But somehow they played two people against each other. Before they know it, they got them both. Or they might use the diplomatic way and be like, come on guys, we keep fighting each other. Let's all work together. Who doesn't want to work together? But before you know it, they become the emperor. They're like, yeah, you guys work together. I'll be on top here. I'll keep an eye on you guys. No, honestly, if it's a great emperor, I don't honestly. Like Marcus Aurelius, one of the greats. One of the greats. One of the greats. Truly great souls. He did something that's almost impossible to do. He must have been a spiritually awakened man, or at least close to it. His writings, you can see. And they're original. The things he say. And he was an emperor. Stop people like that. I'll be like, okay, you take over the empire. Fine. Because they will never do evil. They end up losing the whole empire. But that's fine. That's why I don't mind them being emperors. They're going to lose it very soon. Not like losing in a bad way. They're generous. They're like, what you guys want? A true beings like that. Because as one's heart opens, its generosity opens up. When people are not generous, I always know their heart is not open. Generous, you want to share. Not stupidly. Because to me, generosity has to include yourself. If you're not going to eat and you're feeding somebody else, you're a foolish man, a woman. I don't respect that. I'm like, no, keep some for yourself. Why? So that you can share another day. The minimum you can do is to do this another day. So eat. Take care of yourself. Just don't make yourself the only. That's all. People have become silly these days. They'll starve themselves for someone. Never do it. Because if you do that to somebody without their permission, you are transgressing their soul. How dare you? My goodness. How dare you? Not allowed. You gotta let people be. Let's take freedom. People know me as much as I'm against, but I'm not against vaccination, but I'm not interested in it. If somebody insists, I will drive them there. I respect freedom. Why do I respect freedom? Because I don't want somebody else taking my freedom, or at least trying to, because I don't compromise that. I will fight to the death. I will be the worst slave. 1 inch, I'll be debating, arguing, because I don't, slavery, I don't do that shit. I don't play that game. Kill me. Okay, let's just, what's the point? Yeah, so one has to have the integrity to be human. People often say, oh, I'm just a human being. I'm like, no, don't do that. Look up. Don't think you're being proud. You have the integrity, the right to say I'm human. Do we know what it takes to be a human being? Don't let any master, any being fool you. I say today, don't let any master, I don't care where they're from, say they are the entity, they're here to protect you. Tell them to sit down as equal. Yes, as equal. I'm saying this as a mistake. That's, bring them down. Say, okay, as equals. Then they can guide you. Otherwise, if you start worshiping, It's that they get on the golden throne, they can't help you anymore. You're gonna be projecting all day long. But the more they're natural, the more they can gossip with you. If your teacher hasn't started gossiping with you, that means you're not intimate enough. Intimacy, friendship. Oh, not friendship from my perspective, because you know who's attaining bigger, but from their perspective, they want to be like that with you. That means they trust you now. They can open more to you. And that's the teaching. Otherwise, oh yeah, he never farts, he never does this. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He never sweat. I'm like, bring that motherfucker to the earth. Now let's check it out. You sweating? Okay, whoo, thank goodness. I thought you were an alien. No, let's humanize every teacher, no matter how awake. Humanize. Bring to the earth. That's my part of my teaching. Part of what I share with with humans. As human as possible. It's part of what I share. Be human, be natural. Everybody, some people know my struggles with sugar. I like to be human. Why you want to be superhuman? But that's why I never trust those who pretend to be holier than thou. Never trust them. Because they are the ones that end up becoming the evildoers, the moralistic fascists, holier than thou. Don't let them do that to you. If somebody starts telling you they're always right, tell them to relax. Because it's not about being right. It's about being truthful. Now people think it's the same thing. No, they're different. To be right means I'm right. Truthful means you work together. Oh, this is my perspective. What's your perspective? Oh, there's error. See, look at that. Oh, yeah, the other person looks at it and they can check out mine, and then we arrive at a bigger truth. See, a seeker, somebody who, I don't like to use the word seeker because people are seeking. Stop seeking. Be a knower. Just, this is what I know. This is what you know. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And then, bigger knowing. On and on. Till we march as one universally. Otherwise, to stand on one's ground and say, that's what it means to be self-righteous. Only what I say is right. You have no point. No, at least give him something. Say, okay, but that comma, I'm always looking for stuff like that in people. Oh, you see the way you said it though. Oh, yes, I agree with you on that. But my technique. Because the moment you agree with somebody on something, they're more relaxed. They're more relaxed. I'll look for something. Oh, by the way, that day when you said that, the way I felt, the person, oh, really? Now they're open. Otherwise, I stand on my throne. No, you're wrong. That's what I call judgment. That's what it means to be judgmental. Not open anymore. Huh? Nobody knows everything. It's to be like a child. As Christ says, be a child. Tell everybody, I'm a child. It's innocence. You're open to existence. Otherwise, people are not open anymore. That's how people become old. To me, old is not age. People can't be 125. Be childlike. Childlike doesn't mean you're irresponsible. You pay your bills, take care of your business, go to work, your children. A child means you keep yourself open to possibilities. Because to be open is to be able to see beauty. The flower, the roses, the things that may come into earth. Worthy sometimes. Sometimes life can be difficult. But then you see that bird. You notice a rainbow. And somehow you open up. And a smile comes to your face. It might even become a laughter. Then the laughter is one of the highest levels of intelligence. That's why only humans laugh. And I'm saying humans, I'm not saying animals are stupid. They're intelligent, but in a rudimentary way. Those who love animals, they get angry, but it's truth. They're simpler. They're like 1 or 2 year old child. Nothing wrong with that. But an adult. Children can laugh too. They giggle. Yeah. But I'm talking about intelligent laughter, whereby you know what you're laughing about. A lot of people laugh and they know what they're laughing about. There's a joke about that. I like to tell jokes. Again, like my approach. It's if you tell a joke, an Englishman laughs twice. Why? First time, just to be polite. Like, yeah, because those want to look stupid. I'm talking about the English gentleman. They like to be good with their teacup in their hand. They pretend. Whatever. I love them. Yeah, I love them around me. They're beautiful, simple people. Very predictable. So anyway, yeah, this and that. Gentleman. So then in the shower, and that's more real. That's the laughter I'm talking about. The laughter that comes from realization. Realization. That's why anybody who spiritually awakens starts laughing more. Because, boy, it's an intelligent laughter. It's a laughter because you've seen through it all. What else is enlightenment? I'm not saying I don't use that word because that word doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean shit. Who cares? Enlightenment, no, who cares? Talking about just the knowing, the joy of knowing. You don't have to think anymore. Ah, wow, wow. That's blissful. It's joyful. It's the joy of knowing, the bliss of knowing. And that's why I say intelligence and knowing go together. And that humor. Suddenly you're like, that's why I missed over there. Then you can laugh at yourself, with yourself. Oh, as a child, I made that error. But I learned from it. See, in humor, those who can laugh, they're the most dangerous because that means they haven't come to knowing. Knowing makes you laugh. Anybody, if you ever realize, don't believe anything I say because I'm a scientist, right? Of the heart, of the way. You know what? Something called, you see your face brightens, right? Yes, I'm a practical man. Yeah? That's it. That's the realization, the joy, the bliss. Not knowing is hell. Somebody asked me, what is one of my ideas of hell? You don't know anything. You're going to be in fear. You're going to be a walking tremor. A walking tremor, which unfortunately has happened to too many humans. And I intend that hopefully I can reach as many people, maybe as many as possible. I'm not the only one where people can stop shaking. I call it the eternal tremor of humans. And I know the root of it is the fear of death. If one can meditate and relax into that space and let the death happen, so, my friend, I'm speaking from experience, allow it, you will arise. The resurrection will happen. It has to happen because your body is still strong. Somehow that being, the awakened being will be in the body. It's used. You're not possessed. For the first time, you're like, revelation. What Christ tried to teach humanity, but people misunderstood it. They thought he was speaking himself as the Christ. How egotistical that would be! My goodness, people don't know what they're talking about. Some of these Christians, I'm like, do you even know what you're talking about when you say that? You're calling your beloved the Christ that we all love. You're saying it's the most egotistical. That's what you're saying when it says I'm the Christ. No, we are all Christ. The Christ consciousness is what it came to teach. And what is the Christ consciousness? It means you're here now, where almost anybody is not. People are lost in their mind, in their past, in their story, in their ancestor. Here. Universe is always here. That's why it's a very joyful existence. Because from the here now, everything is known. Not in the head, because the head is where the ego resides. But in your heart, in your being. This is where revelation happens. And then you use your body mind to convey truth. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to you anymore. Because you've seen through death, which is what every human is afraid of. You've seen that death only happens to the body, who you are. Not just survives it, has been here many times. So where's the tremor? For the first time, people can now relax. And to be relaxed is to be intelligent, because that fear holds the body tight. When one is tight, you can't think clearly. People move around almost half asleep because they're shaking. And when I tell some of my friends, I'm like, would you stop moving? Some of them take it personal. But it's love. Because I see how they're burning energy. And I relax. Because when people are very shaky around me, I'm very sensitive. I can feel it. Like on a psychic level. Like, wow, what are you nervous about? Every time, it never fails. Afraid of dying. Maybe afraid of me, because I'm very intense. Not of me, nobody, I don't want anybody to be afraid, but you get my joke. I like jokes. That was a humor, okay? Don't think, just a joke. But you get my point. They're afraid of the present moment, because what it might reveal. What the present moment might reveal is the biggest fear of every human. Unfortunately, it's the biggest fear. And I wish they would just be a little crazy for one moment. Whereas exactly what they're running away from is what actually they're here to manifest. What is this? What are we here for? As humans, as eternal beings, we're here to know who we are. Not here, never in the head, knowing in the body. Realize oneself and be in the body and express it. Very imperfectly. Nobody can do a perfect job. We can just approximate it because we're human. The human errs. But do your best. That's all we are commanded to do by the universe. And to have done that in one lifetime, that's it. The journey is over. You don't have to come back. In fact, you won't come back. Virtually impossible. Virtually, I say because there's always 0.00. Very unlikely, because one has now seen through death, and that means you have experienced what universe sent us all to do. And now you can live the rest of your life in total transparency. There's nothing to fear anymore. The worst thing has happened to you. Death has happened. Now you can live every moment intensely. Now you're here for the first time. And until one experiences this, one can never know what one is talking about. People will think you're mad. But those who experienced it, they know this is where truth resides. Not in the past, not in the future. There's no time, but here now. Did that be your experience? I mean, explode into bliss, into joy for you every moment. Love you all. More videos will come. Go to the YouTube, subscribe. More videos will be coming very soon. It might take a month off or two, but more videos will be coming. And the website is being worked on. The woman doing is one of the best. It's going to come out really nice. So I'll direct you guys to that. Then you can join for access for more videos for the courses that are coming up. Guys, it's going to be awesome. I love you guys. Okay? Just be in your heart. The heart always knows. Don't always trust your heart. If your heart says don't be there anymore, don't be there anymore. Even if you make a mistake, you'll learn from it. I left him very young. I was afraid. I was so young. But my heart knew. And it was difficult because I love my parents. But when your heart knows, you got to follow it. Otherwise, you don't follow it, your whole life will be wasted. My father used to tell me this thing when I was young, this poem by Shakespeare. Hopefully I can remember it. I tried to memorize it. The man loved me very much. He did his best. And that poem, let me see if I can remember. There's a tide in the affairs of man, which when taken at the flood, often leads to success. Omitted all the voyages of their lives, abound in shallows and miseries. Upon such a full sea are we now afloat. We must take it upon us when it's shining, or else we lose adventures. I mean, I've had a couple of lines over there, because it's been many years. I was like 10 when he taught me, maybe 12. And I've never forgotten it, because actually, what I do today, I would say, one of the things that I really formed, and I'm very grateful. I don't know if he's going to see this video, but I'm a little emotional about it because I didn't want this to be emotional about. When they taught me that, when they told me to read it, it really did something to me. Like it hit me at my heart. And I said, that's true. I was born for certain things. And I remember now. It was almost like he reminded me, I don't know, it was just like an initiation between father and son. I don't know what it was. It was just like, wow, that's true. The tide is here. The tide. I have to always watch out for it. And when it's here, you're going to move with it. Because once it leaves, it may not come back for another life. Or for centuries. So I'm very grateful that that poem somehow got imprinted in my consciousness. And it's really affected my decisions, you know, to live life the way I've lived it. And it's brought me to where I am as a simple man. But simplicity, to me, is how we are all meant to be. Simple. When I say simple, it doesn't mean stupid, not intelligent. It just means natural. When it's time to sleep, sleep. Just trust nature. Unfortunately, we have to meditate. We have to do all these spiritual practices. Otherwise, we are born natural. That's why animals, I always say that they're real intelligent beings on the planet. They're real beings because they go with literally the flow of the universe. We humans, we think we know better. Our egos are strong. So one doesn't know this until one dies in the experience of death. And suddenly you like, oh, I took this serious. Too serious. But people think being serious is like you're not going to achieve anything. No. People who are too serious, they can't achieve anything. They'll fuck it up. They might build an empire, they'll lose it, they'll destroy it. Why? Because the energy of seriousness is destructive. There's no love in seriousness. Where's the love? Where's the joy? It's people don't understand this principle of sacred geometry. The beauty of thy existence is, it requires a softness of the heart. A hardened intellect cannot do it. You have to soften. And oftentimes, my experience, what I know, this death does it. That's why I tell people that meditate. I say, if you ever start feeling like you're gonna die, you start shaking, but don't resist it. Let it happen, because it will result in you. But it's scary because at first the ego is like, what's gonna happen? Don't worry. Don't believe what I'm saying. Beliefs, I'm against anybody who knows me, because the moment you believe, you destroy your intelligence. No, don't be a believer, be a knower. Why are we so impatient as humans? Why are we so impatient? We're like, oh, no, don't believe. Say, I will suspend my judgment, or my intelligence will tell me. Wait, give time, give space. And space, it gets revealed. You're like, aha, you know what you say? Why? My heart agrees. Sometimes that's what you need, the heart. Heart. The heart is the intelligence of the feminine, the heart, the love. The heart, the love knows. Love always knows. And those who are lovers, I mean people who live from their heart. Y'all know you tend to get to this faster than people that are thinking. Thinking is slow. Thinking is what we do when we don't know. Truth. Okay, 2 plus 2. No, 4. You know it. Yeah. But not from memory, from the heart. That's the difference. To know. It's like, oh, who am I? I am that I am. Oh, okay. Nice. No name, no form, nothing. That's who we are. We just space. Pretending to travel through space. And then we take that serious. No wonder we become uncreative. Our egos. Only the ego can be so serious because it's involved in it. And don't be fooled. Somebody that looks very serious might not be serious. That's what I call concentration. Yes, you have to concentrate, but joyful concentration, not tense. So that's how the pyramids were built. They're still standing here a million years later. Why? Those who built it were masters. They were not simple engineers. Engineers would have collapsed. They would have been too serious. Too serious, right? That's to be 2.2. No, these were mystics. Those stones were lifted by different technology. Another video. I'll make some videos for those who are interested in making the pyramids from my perspective. How it was built. Maybe a 7 series. Those who are interested will talk about it because I was there. I was there and I remember it. And these are things that modern man has lost touch with because modern man, women will become so serious. We think they lifted it, they had servants. You can't lift those stones. Have they been there at all? Have they been there to the pyramids? I haven't been there in this lifetime, but I've been there in previous lifetimes, and I know what was built is pristine. That thing was manifested. Pretty much when it appeared. It's a whole new science. Humanity has forgotten why Atlantis fell. Those of you who remember Atlantis. Atlantis came, interbred with the Africans, created Egypt. Okay? Pyramids, they built like 1 million years ago, before Atlantis ever collapsed. Because they could see, the seers. So they said, okay, we've got to replicate this, otherwise we're going to kill each other. Because the same stupidity we're doing today, you think it's new? Y'all think it's new? We're going to kill each other? Mad? Mutually assured destruction countries, madmen? You think this is new? No, that's why I speak on these topics these days. We gotta keep our eyes open, humanity. We can't let them deceive us. These are warriors. They'll go to war over anything. We have to go back and say unity. As one of my friends we were talking tonight, and he said, the era of post-dualism. My goodness, thank goodness for him. I always love to give credit to who is due. That word, post-dualism. I've been wanting to create a word, and he's a brilliant guy, genius guy. Post-dualism, where the duality is two opposing views, find resolution, and humanity can know peace and harmony. I've been talking about it, but I didn't have the word to describe it. I got it today from my body. Post-dualism. The new reality. Love it. Era of peace. No more wars. We work it out. Whatever happens, we work it out. We're not going to fight each other. We're not, because we know better. Anyone who knows better will not. Because wars destroys. Why would you want to support destruction when there are alternatives? Those who choose it, you say, come to our school. That's what we teachers used to do. Back in the day, we used to invite everybody. Y'all trying to fight us, you can't beat us. That's why I'm for defense. I'm not stupid. You gotta have good defense. I'm get a gun, whatever. But always for defensive. And Egyptian technology was the best. connect. The black-headed people, powerful. You couldn't even come to the border if we didn't want you there. Yes, people think you have to shoot. No, energetically, people enter, they start getting sick. They know, okay, something's going on here. Let's step back. That's just one of the little things that we had there. It was just meant to detect from entry. And then when they say, okay, we want to learn, then you say, okay, come. Learn how to transmute this desire for war. It shows a certain level of immaturity. Fight, fight, fight. What are you fighting for? You're some kind of nasty animals don't even do that. We have to move beyond. That science technology has been stolen from Egypt. And I'm here to speak truth on this, to say what happened to Egypt. We're going to make videos on it. How it was stolen. And then they taught us how to kill each other. See? Life. That's why we have to wake up and realize the theft and come back to the beauty, to the alchemist that the African, the black man and woman, any indigenous culture has a natural connection to existence. We have to learn the way of creativity again and the way of humor. You know that wise old man or woman when you ask them a question and they go like this. That's then you know you're in the right place. That's the kind of humor I'm talking about. Not stupid comedy. Don't be a clown. I have no interest in being a clown. Clowns I love. I have friends that are clowns, but that's not what I do. I'm not against it. I'm just not my thing. Nice to be a clown, yes, entertain. But this is the kind of humor I'm talking about. Not the kind of humor that makes us like children, but wise adults. But we can see the irony in things. And we can remember the oneness that we all are. Because even when I say black, white, whatever, we are all cousins. When Atlantis got broken into pieces. The whole planet is Atlantis. Don't let them deceive you. Don't let them deceive you. Atlantis is some kind of land that sunk. Parts of it sank, yeah. But the thing itself, it was a massive land. And that's why we are coming back together as one humanity. We lost track of each other. Some got lighter skin, some got darker. And now we're fighting each other. War. Those who wanted us to fight, they're still here, pushing us to war. Y'all hear what I'm saying now? Don't let them win. I'm calling them out. You call them out. Say, humanity, we are one. No more fighting. We will work this out. We'll work this out. This is the future. This is now. Love you all. Blessings.